Hey everybody, welcome. This is No Bones About Wrestling. We are back. We took a little break for Christmas and whatnot, but here we are.
Yeah.
And so I know we haven't, I know we've been canceling shows left and right lately,
Mhm.
but what can I tell you? December was weird. So
I'll take responsibility for like
Kay was sick.
90% of that. I've been sick for like a month.
Yeah, Kay was sick. I was sick. There's a lot of stuff, but
Yeah.
so we're
back.
So yeah, we're back, and hopefully, when we say we're gonna do things, we're gonna do them now.
Yeah.
So yeah, hey, what's up, Steven?
Yeah.
So tonight, uh, we've got the World's End pay-per-view tomorrow from Orlando, the AEW show, and it looks pretty good. I mean, there's some notable people left off the card, but that's pretty much always the case with AEW. You know, with the roster they have, someone's gonna be left off the card. But I was saying Kenny Omega, Young Bucks, Swerve Strickland. Who else isn't on the show?
Jericho.
Jericho. Yeah, just a lot of people. Tony Storm,
Mhm.
not on the show. Anyways, but let's not talk about who's not on the show. We'll talk about who is on the show. So yeah, we're gonna do our predictions, of course, and we are gonna be live streaming the show. Or a watch, excuse me, not live streaming it. We're going to be doing a watch along tomorrow night.
Gotta watch it there.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a watch along starting at 6:25 tomorrow.
Mhm.
0 hour starts at 6:30, so we're starting before they are even.
Do you want to tell people who we are so they know who they're watching?
Oh yeah, I guess I should. Yeah, just take it for granted. Hey, I'm Asa. This is K Fabulous.
You did it right the first time.
No, look, see?
You're pointing that way, away from me.
No, look, I'm pointing at you.
You're.
Wait, on mine, I'm pointing at her.
Okay, well you're not.
Something's fucked up.
Else's.
Well, say
There we go. Now you are.
Yeah.
that's K Fabulous, the hostess with the mostest, and that. Now I know I'm pointing in the right direction. That
Yeah.
is Wolf, and we're here. We're gonna predict the pay-per-view, and the winner, of course, wins the coveted No Bones About Wrestling Predictions Championship belt. Which it says ECW, but don't pay any attention to that. This is the Predictions Championship, and Wolf is currently the champion. He won. He won it at Wrestle Dream.
No,
Aren't you?
she is.
She is.
Yeah.
Are you? She won Wrestle Dream.
Yes, she
See, we
got.
weren't sure. We weren't sure. Well, it goes.
No, she
That was
won.
hot.
I think
No.
she won Full Gear. Full Gear.
Yeah. And
Wait, when was Full Gear? November.
November. November. Yeah.
November.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Wrestle Dream was October.
And Wrestle Dream was October. Okay.
I think we tied
Was
Wrestle Dream, and then you won Full Gear.
that the one I did perfect?
Hey, Wrestle Dream.
Yeah,
she
I
did
think Full
perfect
Gear
on.
was-
I thought.
I
Somebody's the champion. Okay, we'll say it's her. I'll go with Wolf's memory
Or
over.
maybe
over-
I just remember Kay got perfect, and then I think probably we tied, and then
Yeah. Yeah, I think I maybe.
yeah.
had
So Kay is champion. Yeah.
Kay is the champion. So I have not had it in a long time. Kay and Wolf have been trading it back and forth. So we'll see. I'm gonna try really hard this time. But yeah, let's get started with our
Are you
predictions.
You're pretending like you're not trying most of the other time.
I mean, to be fair, this is like a shorter pay per view because we only have 8 matches official for World's End.
Yeah, and we have no 0 hour matches.
No 0 hour yet.
But it's AEW. I'm sure they'll announce like 3 or 4 tonight or tomorrow.
Pretty
They'll probably announce them on Rampage. I bet.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, let's start. And I'm going in. I don't know. I don't know the match order, but I'm going in kind of what I think the match order might be, something like that. So let's start off with the AEW International Title match. We have the champion Konosuke Takeshita, of course, of the Callis family, and he is taking on the recently returned Powerhouse Hobbs, who's been running through everyone. Wolf, why don't you start? Who do you say?
I want to say this is an awesome match. I'm happy to see Hobbs get this opportunity, but I don't think Takeshita is dropping this title. I think Takeshita needs to retain and just keep going.
Okay.
I also have Takeshita to win. as much as I'd love to see Hobbs like get a big win and get a belt, that he hasn't had, right? He hasn't had the
He had
international.
the
He had the TNT.
TNT. Yeah, he's not had the international.
Yeah. So that'd be nice to see that. But I don't think it's happening. I think Takeshita worked so hard and got rewarded with his belt finally after like well over a year and a half of already deserving it. That would just be a shame if they took it.
Not to mention Wrestle Dynasty is like a week away. Like
yeah.
they totally want Takeshita to have more belts.
And speaking of which, while we have people watching, we are going to be doing a Wrestle Dynasty watch along. Wolf, are you joining us for that? Are you gonna be?
I'm gonna try. It's pretty late. It's gonna be
You're up
starting.
anyway. You're up late.
I'm up late, yeah, but I'm just letting you know it is, I believe, 11 p.m. Eastern.
Right. Yes, it starts at 11 Eastern. Well, so it's 10 for you. It starts at 11 Eastern.
No, it's 11. I'm also Eastern. Yes.
Oh, I always forget that.
Yeah,
I always think he's in Michigan. I always think he's
Leo was in Central Time.
Yeah, right. But I always think Michigan.
I'm my only worry is that it's gonna like go on to like 2 or 3 in the
at least 2, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think we might start with 3 people and then eventually dwindle down to 1.
Well, I'll be there for it, so
make it the whole show.
I just realized regarding Rampage, apparently tonight is the last Rampage.
Right. Yep. So they don't have anything big scheduled. I think they're just going to go out with a whimper, not a bang. Yeah. But yeah, so wait, let me finish. Wrestle Dynasty is January 4th, 11 p.m. We're going to be doing a watch along, 11 p.m. January 4th. So for you night owls, we'll be here. The card is amazing. I mean, there's a 4-way women's match. Kenny Omega's coming back. We're getting Zack Sabre Jr. versus Ricochet, and the Young Bucks are going to be on the card for the IWGP tag titles. There's a bunch of
Finlay versus Brody King for the global title. We have Yota Tsuji versus Jack Perry. We have Ishii versus Takeshita or Takagi, whoever wins at Wrestle Kingdom. Probably going to be Takeshita.
Yeah. Monet versus Mina.
Right.
Monet versus Mina. Yeah.
A lot of good stuff. So yeah, we'll be here for that. But back to the lecture at hand, World's End. So they both picked Takeshita in the international title match. Same thing, I mean, Hobbs could win. He's on a roll, and they definitely it feels like they, he could be a big star, is what I've said in the past. I think he really could. Reminds me very much of Big E. I mean, just the body and he's a very likable guy. A little more vicious than Big E.
I was gonna say he's
but very much reminds me of Big E. They even wear the same, the straps, like the same style. Singlet. Thank you. Anyways, but I think Takeshi's keeping the belt. Yeah, I think he tried for too long to win a championship for his reign to end so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think we all pick Takeshita on that one to keep the belt.
Yep.
Usually when we all pick, now I'm gonna fuck us up.
Yeah, don't you dare say it. Don't you dare. Y'all know what he was gonna say. Don't make him say it out loud. Just keep that in the back.
All right, so we'll move on to the next match. AEW TBS title match. We have Mercedes Moné, who is still undefeated in AEW in singles action, and she is defending against Chris Statlander for the second time, which I'm feeling like deja vu right now, but it's only the second time.
Yeah,
I feel like it's the third. I feel like I've said that already, but okay.
You're probably thinking of not Chris, Anna Jay and
no, I think the deja vu has something to do with all the aliens flying around, but that's a different discussion. That'll be for the No Bones About Current Events podcast. So Moné versus Statlander. Kay, let's start with you.
So I have Moné losing and Chris Statlander getting the win. I think Camille may come out. We haven't seen her in a little bit. So I think maybe she'll get involved. But even without that, yeah, that's what I think. Because then if it's just one title at Wrestle Dynasty, right? It's the
No,
New Japan Strong.
No.
right, correct.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
no,
yeah.
two
It's for
belts.
it's for the New Japan Strong Belt primarily. Oh, New Japan Strong Belt primarily. If Mina retains the Rev Pro British Undisputed title, it will also be for that.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I meant so like
one of
out of Mercedes, it's
yeah,
for the
it
New
doesn't need
Japan
to
Strong
keep it.
title. Yeah.
So Statlander, okay, and I'll go ahead and go. I say the exact same thing Kay just said. Right, we haven't seen Camille in a bit. You know, she turned on Monet. I don't know what the deal is, why Camille is not around, but she hasn't been. So I think we could see her interfere. Whether we see her interfere or not, I feel like Statlander's winning it. I feel like it's time for Monet to lose the singles match. And I feel like why job out Statlander twice to Monet? So, and Statlander's been on a roll. She's been looking great and been undefeated for the last, I don't even know how long, 2 months it feels like at least. So, Statlander.
I'm saying Monet. I think Monet. I feel like I don't know why, but I feel like they're gonna have Monet keep it until like All In. Because I don't think Statlander's taking it from Mercedes. I think All In they're gonna do Mercedes versus Athena, and then Athena takes it from Mercedes.
Yeah, but I think Athena's gonna win at Wrestle Dynasty, and then why would she pick to challenge for the TBS title?
Well,
because it's Mercedes, and they're like always going out off on each other, being like they want to fight each other. Like this is like a dream match for them. Like they.
Okay. See, I don't know any of that. Okay, that makes sense.
Wolf may be right. He's right a lot.
He's very good at making me doubt myself. That's like his greatest quality.
But I think this match would be really good, just because last time there was one of the best matches of Full Gear. Like,
well, I think it was the best match that Monet has had.
Oh, easily, for sure.
Yeah. I think both the women's matches on this show are going to be awesome, but we'll talk about the other one later. So one of the big parts of World's End this year, they're having the Continental Classic semifinals and the Continental Classic final, which is for the Continental Championship, all in the same night. So 3 matches in the tournament. So we're gonna pick who wins each semifinal, and then pick our own who's winning the championship. So could go well, could go terribly for you if you pick wrong. What?
Did they do that last year? I feel like they did.
No.
No?
They did just the final. Was the final even at a pay-per-view?
Yes, the final was Eddie Kingston versus John Moxley.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember Moxley.
I think they did like what's it called, tiebreakers, like matches, like the go-home shows. They did Eddie versus Brian, and then Mox, Swerve, and Jay, a triple threat. So,
man, Wolf has such a good man. That's why I need to have papers here. I usually have papers. I have them, but I don't need them right now. Okay. So Continental Classic, semifinals, and final. Wolf, why don't you start?
So first we are gonna do in the Gold League, there was a tie for second place between Will Ospreay and Claudio Castagnoli. But because Will Ospreay defeated Claudio in their Continental Classic match, Will Ospreay was given tiebreaker priority, and therefore Will Ospreay was second place, and therefore Will Ospreay will face once again the first place winner of the Blue League, Kyle Fletcher. Yes. And also on the other side, we have second place on the Blue League Continental Champion Kazuchika Okada going up against first place winner Ricochet. So yeah, those are the semifinals. And then
who's going to be in the final?
I it's really like this is like two matches that it's like in theory, like any one of them could win, but I think the finals are gonna be Osprey versus Okada. And I would say Okada retains.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a very specific reason why, and that's because I think after Okada retains, Best Bout Machine is back. Kenny Omega returns at World's End to confront Kazuchika Okada.
Oh, so I like yours better than mine because I have the exact same picks as you, except I have Eddie Kingston coming out when Okada wins, like at the final.
Wow! And just so y'all know, we don't talk about our picks before, so we're all hearing this at the same time you are for the first time. So we're not pretending to be surprised when we're surprised by each other. Yeah. Hey, Switch. Steven says Osprey versus Ricochet final. Switch agrees. I mean, that's what I'm cheering for because their matches have been fucking amazing. But that's not what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
I think the final, I think we all said the same thing, is Okada versus Osprey. And I picked Will Osprey. I think he's going to win. I think the prediction about a challenger, maybe Omega or Kingston, could be right. But I think if it were going to be one of them, I think it would be Omega. And like, fuck, let's do Osprey versus Omega. But who knows? I don't know. I'm not predicting that. I'm just saying if it's going to be Omega or Kingston, I would rather it be Omega. But yeah, so Osprey winning the Continental title. I could easily see Okada keeping it, but I'm picking Osprey.
The reason why I think it's Omega is just because I think Omega is like pretty much cleared at this point. Whereas I don't think Eddie is at all.
He's months away. Yeah, correct. Yeah,
well, I mean, I would much.
I mean, he wants to come back. He's trying to like force himself to come back, but like, I don't think it's smart of him to do that. I think it would hurt him.
Yeah. Well, I'd much rather have it be Omega.
And so Steven here says Osprey has been helping Darby with the Death Riders. Another thing to note. Yeah, so Osprey might go.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say Osprey, right, and Darby might both be heading into the world title scene, that kind of feud, right? So that's a good note. And Switch, yes, we are doing a watch along for World's End tomorrow night. The 0 hour starts at 6:30. Our watch along starts at 6:25. So take that, AEW. They haven't announced any matches for the 0 hour, but we will be here at 6:25. Yeah.
I also I think regarding like Fletcher, I think he could possibly go after Garcia since he did beat Garcia to become first place in the Blue League. But I don't know.
Dynamite this week was awesome.
Yeah,
it was a great show. Osprey and Brody King had a great match, and then Ricochet and who the hell was it?
Darby,
thank you. Had a great match, and then Fletcher and Garcia had a great match too.
Yeah,
and Okada
and Shelton was also really good.
It was really good, not great. I agree with that. But yeah, great. I mean, great show, great Dynamite. I thought. We literally just watched it. We've been doing Christmas stuff, but yeah, great show. Okay, so we all said Okada versus Osprey. I picked Osprey. Wolf picks Okada. You pick Okada. Okay. All right. So there's the Continental Classic, and I don't know. I've heard some people say they think the Continental Classic final will be the main event.
It could be, but
especially if Omega.
Yeah, I mean, if Kenny Omega comes back, that's going to be huge. That's going to definitely be a big draw that they want as a main event. But it also could be in the sense of just how they order the matches, because two of the people in the semifinals are going to be wrestling twice on the same night, which is so unless they make the semifinal matches like shorter, which I don't know if they will. But we'll see.
and I didn't put them first in our predictions, but I do think the semifinal matches will be the first 2 matches tomorrow.
I agree with Steven.
Probably.
The Fatal 4-Way is going to be the main event.
That's what I think too, but I could see the Continental Classic final being the main event, but I had to pick. I'd say the world title, with Moxley.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later because
Moxley, Hangman Jay, even Orange Cassidy, like it's worthy of being a main event for sure.
Steven says shorten the Mercedes match.
Oh no! Please don't do that.
It's probably the. I mean, I expect it to be good, but it's probably the least good match on the show. I think, but I expect it to be really good.
I'd rather watch that than Cole versus MJF.
Oh, you fucked up. Okay, that's our next match. That's our next match is the Dynamite Diamond Ring match. MJF, who's had it for 5 years, 4 years, 5 years,
four. I think so.
If he wins it, this would be his 5th win, I think.
Is that right, Wolf? I'm gonna go with your memory.
Yes, he won in 2019, and then has had it ever since.
Well, that would be 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 is 5. So that's 6.
Yeah, this is like
6 wins.
Yeah.
Okay. So MJF has had it for a while, defending it against Adam Cole, baby. Kay, what do you say?
I have Adam Cole only because, like, if he doesn't win, what the fuck are they doing with this story? Like, where do you go from there if he loses?
Yep.
And why did I have to sit through all of this if he's not eventually going to win? I kind of like what Steven said about Undisputed Kingdom to turn on Cole. I was thinking Roddy would turn on Cole personally. Or like the stuff with Kyle O'Reilly and him. But yeah, I think someone's maybe going to interfere, but I think it's going to be an advantage for him rather than a disadvantage.
I'm also saying Cole. I think MJF doesn't need the diamond ring anymore, even though it's like kind of part of his gimmick now. But like, I think I want to see something fresh. I want to see what it would be like if MJF didn't have the ring, if someone else had the diamond ring. Regarding this story, honestly, I feel like at this point it doesn't matter because this has been probably the worst storyline in AEW history. This is complete failure. And I don't understand why, because they had something good, but like the start of Undisputed Kingdom, like the bad luck injury of Cole was like, yeah, that sucked, but like that doesn't mean you have to like what's it called, not book Taven and Bennett like at all. Like Roddy was the only one getting booked at all, like almost the whole time.
Fell off the face of the earth.
That's
like,
what I was about to say.
Injured.
While we're throwing out people, while we're throwing out people who might turn and return and whatever and interfere, Wardlow would be, if Wardlow shows up, the ref goes down, he comes out and power bombs MJF twice, and Cole gets the win. That would be awesome.
I mean, the crowd would explode.
The crowd was, the crowd loved it.
They haven't really, there wasn't like any reports regarding Wardlow's injury, like how bad it is. So like we don't even know what the recovery. He's injured, yes.
But we don't know if he's better or not.
Yeah.
Or how severely.
We don't know how long he's out. We don't know. So Wardlow got injured. Adam got injured. Taven and Bennett were never booked. And it was only Roddy. And I was like, why? And now they I liked the fact that they tried turning Undisputed Kingdom face, because it felt like them being heel was not really working out. But
well, I liked it, and Steven here says the storyline's been dragging because of Cole's injury, and he says this thing's already turned off.
2 back-to-back long injuries for Cole was extremely bad luck. There was nothing we can do. My main issue is turning MJF heel. I thought it'd be good because MJF is just better as a heel, but people are still invested in MJF as a babyface. They're still cheering for MJF. Even when MJF is trying, like at Full Gear, MJF tried to get the crowd to be for Roddy, and they were still cheering for MJF. And it was like,
Well,
I feel like
it's what I'll call the Ric Flair effect, where the fans just appreciate how good this guy is and what he does. They have to cheer for him. You know?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I don't think he's better as a heel. I just think he's awesome at anything he does.
Yeah.
Like when they started the
generational
face, I was like, this is going to be a disaster. And then it was just awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. My main, honestly, the way things are going, the way if we have to turn Undisputed Kingdom on Cole, then basically all that's left is that at this rate, just reunite Better Than You, baby. Because that, I feel like that's the only thing people would still care, and like, I don't think
that sounds good. I mean, that sounds like good to me.
You have the Undisputed Kingdom turning on Cole, and so then MJF joins Cole against the Undisputed Kingdom.
They turn on, they attack both Cole and MJF, led by O'Reilly.
Oh, that's not terrible.
Steven just said the same thing here.
O'Reilly, I'd say I even though I want O'Reilly to stay babyface because I've already seen so much of heel O'Reilly. I feel like either O'Reilly and Undisputed Kingdom turn heel, or they just give the win to Adam and just move on, because that's the best they can do.
It's tough because whatever they do is kind of going to feel like out of nowhere, because since the Continental Classic has been so, it's been taking up so much of the show.
Focused,
we haven't seen O'Reilly, we haven't seen Undisputed Kingdom, we haven't seen
Roddy,
thank you.
We haven't seen Roddy, we haven't but like Taven and Bennett were just in the background, which
so wait, I haven't given my prediction yet. Let me give my prediction. Who'd you say? Cole?
I said Cole.
And you said Cole Wolf?
Yeah.
I say Adam Cole, same. Because I just don't I don't see what it accomplishes with MJF winning and keeping the ring, and Adam Cole needs a big win. So I'll be shocked if Adam Cole doesn't win this match, but I think there's some hijinks abound. But I'm not going to predict exactly what, because it could be any combination of what we just said and what the viewers just said. So who knows? But something will happen at the end or right after this match, I believe. Yeah.
Anything that gives me
some turning and
gives me more Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, I will be happy.
No, they're great. Yeah, they're great.
The Kingdom.
Steven picking MJF says. And Steven also says a lot of shenanigans. Yeah, definitely there will be shenanigans in this match.
Wait, I'm writing down fan pics. I'll go back through the chat and write things down.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Definitely should.
Throw your days.
And I was gonna say, right.
We forgot to tell them that.
We forgot to say. I'm sorry. Yeah, fan pics. So Steven is talking a bit. Switch is here.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it? Those are the only two who have talked to us. But viewers, if you want to make your own picks, we'll have now if there's at least 2 people who make their fucking picks, we'll have a viewer competition, and I have a small AEW related prize that you will win.
Well, there has to be at least 2 people there.
There has to be at least 2 viewers.
Sorry,
yes.
Steven.
So yeah, go ahead, and if you need to, we got a couple matches left, so get your picks in real quick right now.
Yeah, or you can send them to like DM.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, or DM me on X at No Bones Wrestling. That's at No Bones RASSLIN. Okay, we got 2 matches left. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 world title matches. So AEW World Women's Title Tijuana Street Fight match, which of course means that cartel members will be ringside with machine guns pointed at the women, right?
Oh, you're dumb.
No? So we have Mariah May defending that's probably not what it means. We have Mariah May defending the world title against Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa, look at my t-shirt.
And
Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa. Wolf, you got a wrestling T-shirt on tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, yeet.
I bet Ace is going to show his shirt, even though it's not wrestling related.
Sure. It's I've got Saint Luigi, Luigi Mangione. We won't talk about him. We'll talk about him on No Bones About Current Events also.
That's a terrible name. We'll think of a better name for No Bones About
No Bones
Events.
About Now.
Ugh, okay, I'll come up with a title.
So okay, Kay, you go first. What ladies first? For the ladies match. The other ladies match.
Yeah. I have Mariah May winning. Thunder Rosa just hasn't been around. Against like any big people. So it just seemed kind of odd and out of nowhere-ish. Although I have been sick for the last 2 weeks, so I've missed a lot of AEW, but I still think I'm right about that.
No, you're right. She kind of has been here and there, and not here, and
yeah. Like I think she has a match on Rampage tonight, but
yeah.
I mean, as much as I'd love to see Thunder Rosa with the title again, I think May makes more sense, especially now that Tony's back and has lost her memory, and I think eventually maybe it's going to build up to this. But we'll see.
What do you say?
Yeah, I think Mariah wins. I can't, even though it's like I've not been feeling Mariah's reign, and I would want someone like front new or like someone like not Tony Storm. I'm sorry. I just feel like Tony kind of has had it for a while, and she doesn't really need it. It feels like a lot of the time she
has it because she's the best wolf.
She is. I will have to admit it. She is doing the best work in AEW. So I really don't know. I'm not certain how this like Amnesia, like back to being a rookie character, is going. But I don't know. I feel like it. I really don't know. But right now, I'm just gonna say Mariah, just because I don't think Thunder Rosa has gotten much build up, really. Although I would love it if Thunder Rosa won.
Let's see. Switch says Mariah May winning. Steven says picking Mariah, with Mariah losing the title at Grand Slam Australia to Tony.
That'd be awesome.
Which is when is that? I know
February.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see the I like the Tony Storm Amnesia angle. I don't see it running very long. So that may be very right.
But here's the biggest question regarding that.
Well, can I make my pick?
Oh, I want to say it real quick. When she comes back from the amnesia, is she going to be timeless again, or are we getting a whole new version of Tony Storm?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Steven says not really a good build up for this match. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Almost none. Like I can't remember any build up.
Well,
I mean, I'm sure there was something. I remember them being on the screen at the same time. I don't remember anything that happened though.
I don't understand why they did Mina versus Mariah on television with this pay-per-view like a week away. It just seems odd.
Because Mina is working on Stardom. She was already scheduled for Stardom. So
here, let me give my pick. Let me give my pick.
Right.
So I want to point out here, we all picked Takeshita to keep the international title. Who did we pick in the TBS title? I picked Statlander.
We've only differed in 2 matches.
So who picked Statlander?
You and I.
And then Wolf picked
Monet. Yeah.
All right, Continental Classic. We all said Okada versus Ospreay, but I said Ospreay's winning. Both of y'all said Okada's winning. Yeah. We all picked Adam Cole over MJF.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going for the jugular here. I'm going for the win. Thunder Rosa wins the Tijuana Street Fight, and we have a new World Women's Champion. And definitely a Mariah and Tony feud down the line, but maybe just not for the belt right now. And elevate someone else to fight Thunder Rosa, I think would be a better booking move. But this match could go either way because, as Steven pointed out, the build hasn't been great. So it's hard to tell which way the booking's really going. But I would love it if Thunder Rosa wins it again, and I need to pick something different to try and get an advantage. So I'm going with that.
I told Asa I always get nervous if our picks are really similar because he's so terrible at this.
I'm not terrible.
He hasn't had the belt. Well, I know we're just all very good, but
we're all very good.
I
usually do like 75% or so. Yeah.
Comparatively.
Yeah.
When was the last time you held the belt?
I don't know. It's been a while.
It was like
been a long time.
February of last year or something.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
You mean this year?
I mean this year. I'm sorry.
This year's not over yet, unfortunately. Steven here says Mercedes retains, and he says Tony cost Thunder Rosa the match, meaning to hit Mariah. I could see that. Some Tony shenanigans, yeah. And with her being a rookie, she doesn't know how to interfere properly. I could see something like that. Yeah. She doesn't know the wrestling trope of accidentally hitting the wrong person. That would be pretty funny, actually. All right, so we got one left, and it's what I think will be the main event. And Wolf, you better not say the same. I have something why I think this is definitely going to be the main event. I hope you don't say the same thing, but I'm gonna let you go first. So,
well, I
oh wait, let me introduce it. If people don't know, Moxley's defending the world title in a 4-way against Hangman Adam Page, Orange Cassidy, and Switchblade Jay White.
I'm gonna keep this short and brief. Now I think Moxley retains. And I think probably OC is gonna take the pin just because I feel like it'll keep the momentum of the other two. I feel like you can't afford to hurt the momentum of Hangman or Jay White. I honestly, I'm just saying Moxley because I feel like none of these guys, much as I love these other guys, they are not the ones who should beat Moxley. There's only one person who needs to beat Moxley, and he needs to go climb Everest first.
I'm with you.
So, Kay, and don't steal my thing.
Oh.
I don't know what your thing is. Do I know?
Okay, don't. Yeah, you do. Don't steal my thing. Let me say it.
Why don't you go first? Because I don't know what your thing is.
Okay, all right, I will then. So right, like Wolf, I'll keep it short and sweet. Moxley retains. Never pick against John Moxley in AEW.
We've learned that the hard way.
Yeah, I haven't. I pick him. I always pick him. And here, Steven says Mox retains. Omega shows up to face Mox. Jack Perry joins the Death Riders. Interesting, because the Elite has kind of fallen apart. I have a different thing. Well, switch now. He said it. Mox wins with Shane McMahon or Kenny Omega showing up. I think Mox is winning, and I think Shane McMahon is showing up. That's why I say this is the main event. And Mox, they've been saying someone else is like pulling the strings of this of the Death Riders. I think it's Shane McMahon. I don't think we had a picture of Shane McMahon with the Young Bucks for no reason, and have heard all this. And there was a meeting, and I think Shane McMahon is showing up at the show to be involved with the Death Riders, and I think the crowd is going to lose their shit. And yeah, Moxley retains. So, Kay, what do you say?
You also said you think there's something to do with Shane McMahon and the briefcase and not the belt.
Well, I've said it before. Okay, so the briefcase, it's really stupid that they haven't been showing the world title on television. People need to see the belt.
Unless we're getting a new one.
No, people need to see the belt. Like, that's why you have the belts, the props, so it looks like somebody's the best. So it doesn't. I hate that. But number two, the case, the metal case that Marina Shafir has been carrying around wasn't big enough to hold the world title belt in it. But I think they kind of destroyed that one because they have a new case, don't they?
Yeah,
it's a new case, and it's larger, and that one may have the world title in it. But back when they had the smaller case, what I said is I think it's some sort of contract of Shane McMahon's. And I think that they opened the case, and I think there's been too much with this fucking case. I don't think the belt's in there. I think they open it, and it says something with Shane McMahon has, whatever, joined the Death Riders, or this is Shane McMahon's AEW contract, and he comes out to sign it, or some shit like that.
Out of it.
He's
like
not
magic.
Pops out.
Pops out.
It's a tiny Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
But that's what I think. So, Kay, have you picked yet?
I don't know. No,
You
I
have not.
No, because I didn't want to ruin your thing. Wait, so are you picking Moxley? Is that what's happening?
Of course,
Okay.
yeah. And Steven says right. Don't forget Christian Cage has that contract to cash in. And like I said, I just think the Shane McMahon thing is happening. I don't think we're seeing Christian yet. It doesn't feel like the right time.
I think we'll see him once Adam Copeland is back more, which I think is happening January 1st. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
So I have Moxley winning because every time I've picked against Moxley, it has hurt me.
Well, plus they're getting ready.
No, I'm going to say it. You stop. That's what I thought you were going to say that I wasn't allowed to say, but
go
that's
ahead.
not what you
Go
said.
ahead then.
Because they're going over to Max, I think they want a champion that's recognizable. And he being the only former WWE superstar in the match, I think it's going to be him. The end.
And Steven also picked Takeshita to retain. So for the viewers, if you didn't get your picks in, that's fine. You're welcome to. Anytime before 8 o'clock tomorrow. So, like I said, just get at me on X at No Bones Wrestling, RASSLIN. I'm also on Blue Sky. Just look for No Bones About Wrestling. I'm not sure what that may be my name on there. I don't know, but I'm on there too. And Facebook, we're on Facebook now. I'm doing some posting on there, and I'm going to be doing more. So look for No Bones About Wrestling on Facebook. Facebook's different, so we put kind of different. I put different material on there from time to time that you won't see elsewhere. So yeah, just check it out. And Steven says, are there any matches 0 hour? None that have been announced yet. None that I've heard.
I checked right before we started at 7, and none had been announced.
Yeah, so I'm sure we'll have 3 or 4.
Yeah,
at least 3, but they haven't been announced. Maybe we'll hear on Rampage. Is Rampage live or is it taped tonight?
Yes. It's taped. Yeah.
It's taped. Yeah.
So who fucking knows? I'm sure we'll hear some matches. I bet tonight online. I bet.
Can you just do a post asking people for their picks so they can comment on?
Yeah, I will.
They won't be able to DM you unless you're following them, right? I
don't know how that works anymore,
so
but I will. I will do a post on X, so just look for that. And Steven, yeah, that's a good point, right? We mentioned that earlier. Yeah. But it's the last episode of Rampage tonight. There's Chris Jericho versus Anthony Bowens in a non-title match, not for the Ring of Honor title. We've got Thunder Rosa versus Layla Gray, Private Party in a non-title match against 2 jobbers probably. And there's one other match I'm forgetting. But yeah, it looks like a good show. But yeah, the last Rampage. So and just so to remind everybody, the January 1st Dynamite is going to be on Max, but it's also going to be on TBS. Isn't that what it's on? TBS? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm on TBS still too. And Collision will still be on TNT and also Max, right?
I believe so.
I think that's right. For like a year, something like that. Something like that. The first year, I think they're going to be on both channels and then go to Max exclusively. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure about that. And
also just a reminder that this Wednesday's Dynamite is a special episode for its Fight for the Fallen, and it's also a fundraiser for hurricane relief in Asheville, which is still severely destroyed. Yeah, in Western North Carolina, Hurricane Helene came way further inland than anyone expected and flooded and destroyed a lot of Asheville and surrounding areas in Western North Carolina. And so FTR will be returning at the Dynamite January 1st, and I'm not sure if they've actually announced it or not, but I'm sure Adam Copeland is going to be at that show. He lives in Asheville, so I think we'll see him. Mm-hmm. And if you can donate. We may be at that show. If we are, we will do some live streaming from in and around the arena. We're not sure if we're going to be there yet because I don't know the roads to Asheville, how fucked up they are, and it snows there a lot. And if it snows, we're not going to fuck with that. But we may go. If we don't go, I think we may go to the Collision in Charlotte on the 4th. But we'll see.
Well, speaking of the Collision on the 4th of January in Charlotte, the Rock and Roll Express is set for Collision on January 4th, as well as January 22nd's Dynamite in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yeah, Kerry Morton and Robert Gibson, one of whom the urban legend is that someone walked in, and I think I don't remember which Rock and Roll Express member it was, but some wrestler walked in on one of the Rock and Roll Express guys. This is in the 80s, laying underneath a glass table while a hooker took a shit on it. So that's a fun Rock and Roll Express fact. If you want to hear some positive, allegedly, right, allegedly, an alleged fact. There's a website with a bunch of wrestling rumors. I'll post that somewhere because it's really fun to read, and even if they aren't, some of them are real. Some of them I know are real because wrestlers have said them, have repeated them. But there's a lot of them where it's like, what? Kind of like that one where I'd never heard that before. But anyways, some positives about the Rock and Roll Express: they were multi-time NWA World Tag Team Champions. They were Smoky Mountain Wrestling Tag Team Champions. And they're one of the best tag teams of all time, if not the best tag team of all time. So it'll be very cool to see them. And yeah,
Ricky Morton lives in North Carolina now.
Oh, I said Kerry Morton. Ricky Morton. Is Kerry his son?
Kerry's his son.
Kerry's his son. Excuse me.
Yeah, his son is a wrestler at AML.
Yeah, his son and Ricky Morton is kind of manages him. Yeah. So Kerry Morton is as she said at AML Wrestling.
I think it's Kerry. That sounds.
I thought it was too. That's why I said Kerry. Yeah. And Stephen, as he points out, NWA wrestler Jax Dane passed away this past week. So yeah, rest in peace to him. I'm not sure what happened there. Don't know a lot about the guy, but yeah, I heard about that. So, best wishes, prayers, all that for his family. And thanks, Stephen. We're going to end on a somber note. So yeah, World's End. It's going to be awesome, as pretty much every AEW pay-per-view is. The only AEW pay-per-view I've seen that wasn't awesome was last year's World's End.
Yeah, so I'm really hoping they don't turn that into a streak.
But yeah, I think that, this show is fucking loaded, Yeah. Ospreay, Ricochet, Okada, Monet, four-way world title, Tijuana street fight, MJF, Adam Cole. Wow. It's going to be something.
Mm-hmm.
And again, last time we will be here 6:25. Our watch along starts. We're starting 5 minutes before the AEW coverage even starts. So yeah, we'll be with you for the 0 hour, whatever they're doing then. They haven't announced anything. And for the pay-per-view, which starts at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
If you're worried you might miss it, go ahead and hit follow and turn on your notifications.
Yes, good call. And like this, please share it around if you have AEW lovers in your life. And yeah, click subscribe. And real quick, I'm going to tell you what else we have coming up this week. So of course, World's End tomorrow. Sunday night, Wolf, are you go WWE Weekly?
Yeah.
At 8? Okay. Sunday night. We've done one episode and things got messed up in December, but whatever, we're back. Wolf and I are doing a weekly WWE wrap up called WWE Weekly, and it is 8 Eastern time Sunday night. So check that out. We'll of course be talking about Raw and SmackDown from this past week. Monday night we're doing a Raw watch along. Wolf and I are, and that is at 8 Eastern as well. We've started back to doing some WWE coverage, so enjoy that. And Tuesday at 7, AEW Weekly returns with K Fabulous and I. Mm-hmm. And of course, we do top 5 rankings, and we'll talk about all the shows. We'll talk about the pay-per-view in depth and all that stuff. And
do you want to do after that the year in review?
Well, I don't know. I'll announce that later. And sometime next week, and I'll talk to Wolf about that too, about a time. Sometime next week, we will be doing year-end awards. So, things, best wrestler, or best male wrestler, best female wrestler, best match, etc., best gimmick. some fun ones, some silly ones, some serious
I have a
ones.
whole doc that I made for Willie that
Oh yeah?
because yeah, we did one yesterday. We did
Okay. I gotta check that out.
today.
Where can people find that?
It is on Willie's channel. Willie Does Wrestling. Yeah, I think it's a stream, but
Yeah, and Willie, if you don't know him, very knowledgeable guy. Very, I mean,
2024 Willie Wrestling Awards.
there you go. Has a mind like a steel trap.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something else. Like really.
He's like the youngest person we know and talk to, and he knows more about wrestling than most people I've spoken to.
Yeah.
It's remarkable.
But cool. Yeah, check that one out. And like I said, watch X, watch Blue Sky, watch Facebook, all that shit. I'll announce when our year-end awards will be, but they will be sometime next week. And yeah, thanks for watching this, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night. And watch the skies, people, because something is fucking going on. You know, if you haven't been reading the news, if you haven't been reading like on Reddit and looking at amateur videos on Reddit, look about all the shit in the skies, the drones, the orbs, all that shit.
I think it's important to note that we know that Reddit is not the news.
Right, but
I'm just saying.
But hey, is it? And now it is. It is now. Anyways, watch the skies, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.